Morning all, Monday again. Well, actually Monday this time. It's been Tuesday and Wednesdays the last couple of weeks. But anyway, back in Monday, the last week before Christmas. And this morning, another smart car. This one I've had before, you would have seen. MOT this morning. Unfortunately, it's failed on a coil spring and a bulb. So let's get it up in the air. I've got it positioned, ready to lift. Let's have a little look. Let's have a little look then, shall we? Here we go. It's gone past its hanger, so as you can see it should be sat under here, and it's gone well past, so I need to get this strut off. So I need to undo this anti-roll bar link, undo this pinch bolt, but they go a hell of a way through there, so they're a nightmare to get out. But right, let's get cracking. Right, so with the bonnet off, you can see the top mounts are under this cover. You can just about get in there. I mean, you can take the front bumper off and the headlights out to make access better, but you can just about get in there. So I've loosened it right off, so it's now hanging by that. So now I'm going to undo the hub. So I'm going to get it back up in the air. Right, so there you go, the hub's out. That's the way I do it. I don't fight getting that pin out and trying to get this shock all the way through there. Just undo the track rod end, the bottom ball joint, the ABS sensor and the caliper, and pull the whole thing out. And as you can see, I cut the spring so it's out the way, because obviously it was up there and you can't get in there too easy, so just cut that out the way. But yeah, it slipped past the top mount, so it was no good to man nor beast. So we've now got to undo this. And there it is, all stripped. Now to wait for the replacement and reverse the remove. No, what's it say? Fitment is reversal of removal. Is that what they say in the manuals? I don't know. Let's wait for the new one. Well, while I'm waiting for the spring, I thought I'd have another little quick look round. I've got to sort the bulb out, but there's absolutely no water in the header tank at all. That'll be why the side light's not working then. Somehow, the cable has split. There we go, broken wire and a blown bulb as well, so I'd imagine the bulb probably blew when the cable snapped. So, right, that's that job done. Morning, it's Tuesday. The Smart has gone back to its owner this morning. I took it home last night via the MOT station for a retest. I thought if I take it last night and they can't do it, I'll be able to bring it back in this morning. But thankfully I did it before I went home last night. So he's got that back this morning, all good. So today's jobs. I think I've got a Discovery 2 coming in for rear brake pads. They're going to let me know today. I think it's coming in at sort of lunchtime. So, as well as my other Defender, as well as my Defender, I have the other Defender in. It's time to go round and try and get the body off. So, we're going to start at the back and work our way forward. See if we can lift this body off, ready to get this chassis changed. So, let's get the kettle on, get the radio on, and get cracking. Right, so first job is the 10 that hold the cross member to the tub. They look like they've been replaced with stainless ones, so hopefully they will come out all right. So let's get cracking with those. Right, so far we have got all the ones along the bottom off. We've taken the spare wheel carrier off because that's a bit of extra weight that we don't really need. So that's off. I've also gone around and undone the ones under here. Them ones there on both sides, and also on this side as well as that same bracket, I have taken off the fuel pipes. Now the filler is got holes in it, so that's going to need to be replaced. So I have to maybe nick the one off mine, I don't know, because obviously I'm not using this filler anymore. Right, so let's move forward. The next ones are the seatbelt ones. The last ones I'm going to do are the big ones on the bulkhead. I'll wait till it's actually on the lift or under the lift before I take them off, because in case it drops a touch. So I'll support it before I take them out. So seatbelt one's next. Right, I've undone the screws that hold the front of the seat box down to the chassis. And the seatbelt ones now, I can't remember off the top of my head, because mine were missing when I've done mine. And obviously I've since done it differently. But there's 2 bolts up here that hold this bracket to the seat box. There's also 2 bolts going through the chassis. I can't get to those to undo them. So I'm hoping undoing these ones will leave them in situ and the brackets will stay on the chassis. I might have to revisit that in a while, but for now I'm just going to see if it will lift. I've undone the handbrakes, that's all done. Taken the gear stick off, so that will just fall away. So next I've just got to undo the bulkhead supports, the wings, the column, and bits in that general direction. So let's move to the front. Ew. That doesn't look very pleasant in the coolant system, does it? Now I've taken the rad off. Blech. Right, round the front here, we have taken off the fuel filter. We have taken off the matrix pipes. We have taken out the radiator. We have disconnected the header tank. We have disconnected or removed the bottle from the holder. We have undone the 2 wing bolts down there, and obviously the same the other side. We've undone the bulkhead bolts that go through the chassis down there. We've undone the steering column. We have, what else have we done? Undone the brake lines. Well, one of them was snapped anyway, so it wasn't even connected. Undone the other one on the other side. Yeah. We've undone, what else have we undone? Obviously as I said a minute ago, the bulkhead bolts there. That brake line was already broken. So we've still got the ones here, which I'd like to do once it's on the ramp. I think I might have to have these steps off, to be fair. I need to have a look. And yeah, I think we're getting there. Let's have another quick look round and see what we're missing. Right, side steps off. That fought all the way. The main big bulkhead bolt, the step was bolted to that, and as I undone it, it snapped. Well, that's fine, you'd think, except because it snapped, it was seized in there. That's why it snapped. But it's out. We managed to whack another bolt through, so there's a smaller bolt than that through in there at the minute, holding the bulkhead on the chassis. So once the weight's on the ramp, we'll be able to knock that back out. But now I've got to go and fight with the other side. Joy. And there we go. The body is off. The wiring should have unplugged here somewhere before it goes down the car. Or maybe this loom should be attached to the body and then unplugged down there. But either way, we'll find it. I did cut the tow bar wiring, but that's not the end of the world. We can got to put a new socket in anyway. That one's probably all corroded. We've got the rest of the trucks and anything to go by. So there we go. Oh, that's it for today then. Right, let's have a little look around this then. The crossman was alright, I reckon, looking at it. It's probably had one before. Not ideal. I mean, it looks grotty as hell. I don't know whether that's just rot or whether someone's painted some stuff on it before and it's just gone a bit crap, but it's not nice. I mean, yeah, it's savable, but would you really want to save it? I don't really know. I mean, it's got a few bits I had noticed when it was on the car, like, oh, can't see, but let's fuck there, look. Started going there. I mean, there's just bits all round it that, you know, cross member's gone, or sorry, outrigger's gone. Yeah, It's all right, but it's not pretty. Right, what about the body? What can we see? Hang on. Footboards are starting to go. Well, have gone. That's cracked, knackered. Oh, yeah, really fucked. So that's the front of the bulkhead. What about on this side? Yes. Knackered. So it needs some footwells. What we got in here? Seat box looks okay. Oh, it's had a replacement end on it. Not very well, but looks a bit. It's all a bit twisted and horrible. Back end wise, not too bad. They'll go again. Rear end is all right. I mean, this is seen better days here. The seat belt mounts where they bolt through. Mine's pretty much the same. Not too bad back here. Not too bad. So it needs a bit of work. Yeah. We're going to concentrate on getting the chassis done though. At least then that'll be a nice base to start on. Just noticed this as well. One massive patch all the way down this chassis. I'd hate to see what's under that. Well, the more I look around it, the more I'm getting worried about this engine. There's a core plug hanging out there. Bolts on the gearbox, I know, are sort of loose and hanging out. I know obviously it might have had a clutch put in it, but still, why haven't they put them back in properly? Obviously the turbo's missing. There's nothing stopping anything going in the oil return. There's no oil cap on it. What have we got around here? There's no, I presume, oil cooler pipes that would have been on there. So that's been open to the elements. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know whether to suggest maybe trying to find a 300 or whether we should put this back together and see if it works. I don't know what to say. I've got the turbo, so I could put the turbo back on it. We'd have to obviously put some oil in it and do something with those oil connectors. Don't have to worry about coolant just to get it to run, but I don't know. Need to have a little think. I mean, the problem with suggesting a 300 is it's fine, but they're getting harder to find now. Where I used to be able to pick up sort of discos for 400 or 500 quid and break them down and use the engines, you know, get them running, buy them running and then use the engines, is kind of long gone. I've had a quick look on eBay now, and the cheapest one I can find was £1,000, and that was with a fucked engine. So yeah, I don't know, I'll have to have a little ponder. Right, well, I've got the owner coming over this afternoon to have a little look, and we can have a chat and see how far he wants to go. Does he want me to just literally just swap things over and put them on as they are? Does he want me to tidy bits up, rebuild bits, etc.? And then I'll discuss with him about this engine and see what he wants to do. Obviously the time it's going to take to put it together, put oil in it, test it, and then if it turns out to be not much cop, you know, does it warrant that? It's all stuff we've got to talk about, because we don't know if the turbos are any good, we don't know if the head gasket's any good, we don't know anything about it at all, so it's all the unknown. So he's going to come over this afternoon, so we shall see what he wants to do. Right, we started getting the back together. Let's zoom out a bit. I've managed to hide all the loom behind the panels. Just come out the bottom here. Oh, just come out the bottom here. I've still got to put this in yet. I was going to put it in here, but I don't know if it's quite deep, you see, so I don't think it would have gone back. So we might do something with that at some point. I've just left it for now. And obviously these little bits have all got to be tied up and put behind the panels. This side's a bit different because we've got the disco rear door loom and we've got a few bits of excess, but again, it's all behind the panel, comes down at the bottom, and then it's tied up in there. So a lot of that will go behind the panel, but obviously this bit won't. So yeah, so we're getting there. Right, next job. Did another very important job, which obviously has to be done right now, is put the snorkel back on. It's one less thing off the floor after all. Right, well that's the end of Thursday. Now I know I haven't filmed much today. Well, actually I haven't filmed anything today, just the end of the day. But I've had a good tidy up. I've moved the Defender back so I can get the chassis out, because we have been swapping everything over. So all the axles are over. We've just got to change the shock mounts and the A-bar. But I'm going to fight that battle later because they are notoriously terrible to undo, and these ones look hideous. And then we'll just start taking other bits and pieces off. But it's a rolling chassis. Yeah, so there we go. Now tomorrow I have my favourite person coming, well, other than my wife, coming to do a day's work on that. We've got plenty of jobs to do, including shock mounts. We've got to mount a new steering column. We've got to mount the fuse box. We've got to modify the pedal. Plenty to do. So we've got a day ahead tomorrow. So I will catch you in the morning when we get here bright and early. You're playing with my erection. Oh. Right then, it's Saturday evening. Mikey's gone home. And what do you notice? We have a Discovery 2 steering column. So we have the Discovery 2 lock and barrel. We have the adjustment up and down. We have room for obviously the transponder and the wiring. So I don't have to mock up a Defender column to work. The stalks are going there, the Discovery stalks, and there's loads of room there, and there's still some adjustment up and down, etc. on the adjuster and on the bolts, so that's all good. We've got the FlybyWire Defender pedal now, which is just a Discovery 2 pedal with the Defender leg, so that's all on. We have a bracket that's not painted or anything yet for the fuse box, so that's now solidly mounted, that's not going anywhere, so that's all done. And we have the rock slider sitting properly with a gap. So we've had a very productive day. Oh, also the CB mount he put on up there as well. So yeah, a really productive day. So we've got another day to go to make all the suspension mounts for the outboard shocks, and just finish off the column. It needs a nylon bush made up. The Defender used a spherical bearing. We tried to get it off, but it broke as we took it off. So Mikey's going to machine up a nylon bush to go in there, but other than that, that's all good. We've still got I've got the Discovery 2 steering UJ joint, so that crushes in the event of an accident. So there's the bolt shear, and it closes up so it doesn't punch the column forward. So yeah, we're really getting there now. So we just need to get the outboard shocks on. So that's it for this year and Christmas. I might come in off between Christmas and New Year, I don't know yet. I've got a few bits I can tinker. I've got to bleed the brakes, bleed the clutch, sort that bracket out, you know, just potter about. Also, I forgot to say, I had the passenger seat back out and made a battery clamp, because I didn't have the battery clamp for this, but that's all done now as well, so that's another job done. So yeah, so have a fantastic Christmas. If I don't see you before New Year, again, enjoy your New Year. Thanks for supporting the channel in the last year or so, and hopefully we'll crack on next year and get a few more bits done. Obviously I've got to come back and carry on with the Defender, the other Defender that's now a rolling chassis. So yeah, all good. So again, have a great one. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe and share, and I'll see you in the new year. Have a good one. Cheers.